Hey everybody, I hope you've already listened to or watched the preliminary video for week number 1 so you understand why I'm not doing this on my laptop. It's a little awkward for me. I've never done this type of a video on my cell phone before. So it's going to look a little different from what you might see when you're doing a desktop or a laptop or something of that nature. Anyway, I just want to do a quick walkthrough of Canvas and give you an idea on how to navigate and find answers to your questions. As always, if you have any questions you can't find, let me know. Email me, text me, call me, and all that is I'll show you where to find all that as well. So yours is going to look a little different unless you use your cell phone for all this, but you see the instructor area, you don't get that. But everything else I'm going to show you, we both have. So the first tab here is the course information, where it says start here. So I'm at the mercy of the Wi-Fi I'm on here, so it might take a little while here. So this is just going to be an overview of the course, what you can expect. It's going to be talking about me, if you wanted to read that. And then there's my welcome video right there. And then our discussion on using Google Docs and Microsoft Office. You really need to have fair knowledge of when you're using which one and how to put all that together. And then, of course, our discussion board rubric, because there's discussion board posts, at least one due pretty much every week of every course you're going to take. So please take that very seriously as well. I'm going to go back here. And again, in that Meet Your Instructor, that's where you can find my contact information. If it's an absolute emergency, call me. Just recognize that I'm currently anchored off of Greece here, so I'm 10 hours ahead of you. So that might be a little weird. But if I'm awake and you call, I will pick it up. And if not, I will get back to you as soon as I am. So leave a message. If it's not that desperate, you can just give me a text or send me an email. I will check. Obviously, checking text is easy. Checking email, I do that every day. I'm still teaching another course currently, so I'm always on looking at all that. So don't worry about that. Second one here is the syllabus and textbooks. The syllabus is going to be pretty much the same for every course. Excuse me, I'm getting over a cold here. The syllabus is the same for every course. There's differences where it talks about what the assignments are and things like that. But the point values are the same for every course in the program, 300 points possible. So you'll see some very similar things through all that. Our textbook here, hopefully you've gotten that taken care of, or you'll get that taken care of soon. The Learning Leadership. Kauzes and Posner have written all sorts of books on leadership. There's another course that uses their leadership principle book as their primary source. So this is just a different one from them. The APA manual. I'll tell you right up front, APA is not intuitive. It's very confusing. Many people learned MLA when they were doing their undergraduate work. It's all I can say is it takes time, so be patient. I understand that when you're new at this, it's going to be a little difficult. Look at the feedback I give you on discussion board posts and on your assignments, because I will give detailed feedback on APA, because by the time you get to the capstone, you really need to have a good handle on it. And again, that's not always easy. So just keep that in mind. And there are other resources for you for APA. I'll show you those in a moment here. Next tab here is Student Support Services. Don't overlook the importance of what you find in this one. Number one, if you don't understand how to navigate Canvas, there's a student guide. Talks about the chapel at Concordia. We are a Christian school. It's a Lutheran-based program. Whether you're Lutheran, Methodist, Catholic, non-denominational, it does not matter. But just so you know that Concordia is a Lutheran-based Christian university. If you have disabilities, the library is really important. You're going to have to do a library orientation at some point. Technology services, you're having difficulty, there's where you're going to get in touch with them. You're having some mental issues or physical issues, you can contact the Wellness Center. And tucked down way, way, way down there at the bottom, there's just going to be this little gem I'm going to show you here in the Writing Studio. The Writing Studio is something that is set up for you guys. If you are having difficulty with writing at a master's level, you may have just finished your undergraduate degree and you're just jumping into master's. You might be like me and you waited a couple decades. I actually waited about 3 decades before I got my master's. There's a disconnect, and writing at a master's level is not necessarily intuitive for everybody. So look through this and make certain that you don't feel bad about reaching out and asking for help. It's a big jump for many people, and you're in the same boat as many other people. But what I stopped here at is this little, not spelling, sorry, I was just trying to hit on this Grammarly right here. Grammarly. I'm going to open that separately there. Grammarly is something that's free to you, and all you have to do is you click on it, and you open it here, and then you sign in with your Google account, and I've got all sorts of Google accounts going on right here. So I'm going to open that, and it will just automatically sign me in, and you can use this for everything. Oh, never mind. I've got to install the Grammarly keyboard. Okay. This does not happen when I'm on my laptop. It just goes right into Grammarly. Grammarly is something that is really easy because you can copy and paste a paragraph. You can copy and paste an entire document, and it will give you an immediate feedback on anything that has grammar issues, spelling issues, punctuation, all sorts of great things for you to look over here. And I think I opened up a new one. There we go. So I'm going to get back into this. Use it as a last-minute proofread at least. Really get in the habit of using that. When it gives you feedback, what you really want to look at are the things that are in red. I wish I could show it to you, but I can't because I don't have my laptop here. When it shows up in red, that's a definite mistake. Things in blue or green, it's going to say, hey, this is a passive voice. You might want to rethink. Don't worry about it. You can write in the passive voice. That's a little bit overstated. What you don't want to do is just accept all of their suggestions, the blues, the greens, and the reds, and then copy that and then paste it into your document. What happens when you do that is that our artificial intelligence will flag, or it will be flagged as written by artificial intelligence. It's just the weirdest thing. Grammarly is artificial intelligence. I get it. But just use it as your proofread. Look for the mistakes and see if you understand what it's telling you. And I'll tell you right up front, sometimes it gets it wrong. So pay attention to what the things in red are. That's the big deal. And change those on your Microsoft Word documents as you're going through it. That's just my recommendation. It can get a little tricky, and I understand that. So that's under support services. So you have all that under your student support services. Now I'm going to close up this little tab right here because I've done that one here. Program information, there's a lot of information here. Getting connected to Concordia, that's our social media outlets, Instagram, X, formerly Twitter, blah, blah, blah. Website and Capstone Handbook. Now, Capstone, if you're just beginning the program, that's a long way away. You're going to hear your professors talk about the Capstone. It's not this mysterious thing. You can look over the Capstone Handbook and get a feel for all the different things that are going to go on. But just recognize that what you're going to be learning in each course in this program is designed to prepare you for the Capstone. So it's always a good idea to kind of keep your assignments in some type of a file location on your desktop or laptop that is really easy for you to locate. When I took this program, I had just a master's program file, and in each one of those I had a new file for each course I took, and in each one of those I had a new folder. I'm saying files. I had a new folder for each assignment I did. So I could just go into each course. I could see week number 1, week number 2, whatever, and I could find all my different things here. So that's a good concept to get, or a good habit to get into, I should say. APA resources. I'm going to open that one up there. Again, APA is not easy. It's not intuitive. It's not one of those things that people just go, oh, okay, this is easy. It's not easy. It's it's just going to take some time. So here's some videos that you see right here about APA. APA, of course, stands for Association of American Psychological Association, excuse me. You can watch those, get a little bit of a handle on it. I'm going to talk about these things right up here just a little bit, but first, I want to point out this thing right here, Purdue OWL. OWL stands for Online Writing Lab. So Purdue OWL has a whole formatting issue on APA. So I'm going to open that for you. And what you're going to see here is, see this, this is very different from what I get on a desktop. I'm going to come back to that second here. So it has general ideas, the font. This doesn't have, so it's so much easier on a laptop. I'm going to tell you right up front because it has all these tabs and you can just kind of read through and see what it's looking at here. It's probably going to be under this menu. And again, I'm sorry, I'm kind of at the, if I could show you on my laptop, you'd be able to see that it has all these different things where it'll say, okay, citations, it'll have references, it'll have how do you cite a video, how do you cite a novel, and those are all things you want to be able to find pretty quickly here. What you do not want to do is where it says cite your source automatically in APA. You do want to do APA citations. You definitely need to learn how to do it. You need to have APA references. You need to learn how to do that. Do not trust the online formatting, reference formatting, and citation formatting. They are almost always going to have some things that are wrong, that are not APA compliant. So as we go through and I get back home, I'll be able to kind of show you a couple of those things right there. But anyway, that is another APA guide for you right there, is the online writing lab from Purdue. So these things here, required structure for a School of Education paper. Required template for a School of Education paper. So the required structure is just basically directions. It's going to say this is what you need to do. This is how it's all put together. The template, however, this is gold. Now it's going to open up as a Google Doc for me because I'm on my cell phone. But what you want to do immediately when you get a Google Doc is you want to save it as a Word document. That's the first thing you do is you open it up and then put it in that file, in that folder that you've put on your desktop, and call it Concordia template. That's a simple thing here. That means that every assignment, you have your starting point right here. And this is how everything is done. So this is your title page. And everything here in italics is directions. Please make certain that you erase all the directions before you turn in a paper. Then when you get to your page 1, the title of paper is called a first level heading. It tells you it's centered, it's capitalized. It's called headline style capitalization, where all the main words are capitalized. But notice that the beginning of the paper does not say introduction. It's literally the title of the paper, which was on the title page. So whatever the full title of the paper was, that's going to be the title of your paper, whatever it is. And refrain from putting assignment number 1, assignment number 2, week number 1, week number 2. What is the assignment? Put that as the title of your paper. And you can be a little creative with that as well. It even tells you somewhere in here, do not use the heading introduction. That's not APA. So that's a really simple thing here. As you go through the program, the vast majority of your papers will only have level 1 heading. So the title's level 1 heading, the heading is level 1 heading, the second heading is level 1 heading. That's just going to be bold, centered, headline style capitalization. And I'll show you how to kind of get a good handle on how to put all those together in just a moment. The level 2 headings, that's when you have level 1 heading is just a big broad topic and you want to break it down into subheadings. That's what the level 2, it even goes to level 3, level 4. Even when I did my capstone, I never quite got to level 5, but I did get to level 4. That's mostly in the capstone. So the vast majority of what you'll do is level 1, you'll get a few level 2s. So try not to get too involved in the headings there. And then the last thing, of course, is you can have a conclusion. That's also a level 1 heading. It's bold, it's capitalized, and it's centered. When it comes to the footnotes, you don't have to worry about footnotes. There are no footnotes until you get to the capstone. And then you're going to have a reference page. And it's going to be what we call a hanging indent. So instead of the first line being indented a ½ inch, everything under the first line is indented by ½ inch. And this doesn't show up very well in my... There we go. That's what it's going to look like right there. I should go this way for you guys. So you notice that the first reference here is a book. So it's the last name of the author with the initial or initials, the year, title of the book, and then the publication. Notice the title. That is not headline style. That's what we call sentence style capitalization. That means that the first word's capitalized, any proper nouns are capitalized, and then if you have a sentence-ending punctuation in the title, then there's another word after it, that will be capitalized, and that includes a colon. So we'll see all that as it goes along. So the APA right there, the second one, notice it says stress in America. Stress is the first word, so it's capitalized. America is a proper noun, so it's capitalized. There's a colon. The next word is capitalized, the. The rest of it is not capitalized. But notice that everything after the first line is indented ½ inch. There's a way to format that, and I will provide that when I get home because it's just too complex to do on my cell phone here. When there's multiple authors, you need to put them there. Notice that there's 2 initials provided. You need to use those. You can kind of go through that. This is just samples, and so it's already formatted currently. So don't just delete all these things. What you might want to do is just kind of come under American Psychological Association or like put right there before ball, and then hit enter right there. And then you can delete what was above it and then delete what was below it later on. Again, I'll walk you through all that later this week. So again, anything that's in italics, get rid of all those things because those were just designed to be directions for you. Okay, I can get rid of this one. Okay, I'm almost done here, so thank you for staying with me. My week number 1 videos are much, much longer than anything else I'll do throughout this course. So, like I said, I appreciate you staying with me here. Okay. Graduate Resource Center, Library Research Sources. Graduate Resources Center twice. How nice. They put it in there twice for me. These are, again, things for you. And you have issues, you want questions answered, and I'm not available, or you want, in any course, in any part of the program. And this is also, it will give you writing strategies and different things like that. Okay, that's enough of that. Let's get into week number 1. I've already written something on it, but we can kind of see what it looks like right here. So you have content, 2 discussion boards, and then your assignment is due. You can look through all that as you wish. This is an easy way to access everything that's due for every week. And when you click on the submit assignment, it will have, typically it'll have kind of a rubric on the first page. This is what you're being graded on, so make certain you understand what you're being graded on. Notice down here, APA format is part of the rubric. Writing style, language mechanics, that is part of your grade. So that's why I recommend Grammarly, because we all make mistakes. We all proofread, we double check, and if somebody else says, oh, you wrote the word the twice, it happens. There's just a lot going on with APA, so Grammarly doesn't check APA, but it'll alleviate you from having to worry about misspelled words. Let's just put it that way. And it'll find grammar mistakes as well. But within that, you'll also see the directions are going to be found in that little first link up there. So read through the directions, and it'll tell you exactly what you have to do. It'll give you a background on it, on why this is an important assignment. And I'm not going to go through all this, but please make certain you read and review these materials here before you actually do the paper. So here's the paper. And I'm going to point something out here. 2 to 3 page paper. Most assignments do not have a minimum or maximum specified. It just kind of, you have to be thorough. When it gives you a maximum minimum, that means you not only have to be thorough, but you also have to be concise. Stick within the guidelines. So the perfect quote unquote paper would be a 2.5 page paper. If you're at the bottom of page 3 and you're still going strong, okay, you need to stop, you need to go back, and you need to start synthesizing your material. How can you be a little bit more concise about what you were saying? If you're kind of finishing up with page 1.5 and you're kind of running out of things, okay, that's when you need to go back and redo your readings and look over what you needed to do because you're not giving enough information. So really pay close attention to the adherence when they give you a maximum minimum. Anyway, that's just my little 2 cents of advice. And once again, that was one of those pages. So here we go. And I'm going to show you just one last time I should say here, the content, because this is what you're going to be doing, which you may have already seen right here. So we have our learning outcomes. We have a Christian message, which I always love reading. It just gives you a nice little sense that you're not alone in the world, that you're being prayed for, not just by your instructors, but by your fellow students, and hopefully by a whole lot more. You see, I've got a preliminary video there. Hopefully you've already seen that. If not, the video I'm doing right now is going to be placed right under that one. So you have 3 things to read. One of them is from our textbook, 3 chapters, and then it kind of gives you a look ahead about things they're going to be doing in weeks 2 and 4. So I think that's enough for now. I'm going to go ahead and stop. Again, thank you for paying attention to this long-winded video. I just want to give you a good general overview. If there's anything I went over quickly, you can kind of look over it again. If I didn't explain it well enough, reach out to me. Let me know. I'm going to be doing another video on APA and formatting a paper properly in case you have trouble with that template that I showed you. Other than that,